Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good evening. I am doing another late night drawing session, and this one is a practice session with a focus on eyes. So I'm going to draw about 3 eyes and then a few faces to see what kind of different eyes I can draw. And I hope you join me. Grab a pencil, marker, whatever you got, and we are going to get started. I'm very simple with drawing eyes. Hopefully you can see that. Normally for eyes, I draw a line and a line and a line, and I draw almost half a circle, because usually if you draw a circle, the eye comes like where the eyeball sits, right? You don't see your whole eyeball when you're looking at someone or when someone's looking at you. Usually you're only seeing part of it. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. Now, normally when I'm drawing, I normally don't draw the bottom part of the eye, but I know it comes up like this and down like this. And a lot of times there's like a crease like that. And this would be the eyebrow. I know I draw very messy. I'm a messy drawer anyway, but I will usually draw messy eyebrows. Actually, a lot of times too, I will draw the eyebrow too close to the eye. I'm not a realistic, I don't draw realism, so that's just not what I'm into, but I do want to practice drawing eyes. I like the way that eye looks. I like the messiness of it. But eyes are all sorts of different shapes, so let's try a different one. Now I'm just going to try to draw like... Okay, so this eye has sort of a half moon shape, I guess, eyelid. And I know the eye comes like the eyeball, which we're not going to see all of. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We don't always see the full eye. And then the pupil can sometimes be hidden as well from the eyelid. And I'm leaving a little bit of white space for the reflection of the eye. Okay, I like the way that looks. And now I'm just drawing a different kind of eyelid, like this, and I'm going to draw the bottom part of her eye, and the eyeball is slightly covered by the bottom lid. And let's see, the other thing you could do is just draw some lines to indicate the eyeball. Okay, I like the way that looks. And then there's that little thing right here. And the eyelashes, again, underneath the eye too, underneath that bottom eyelid, you'll often see the skin there. And this is the crease of the eyelid. And then the eyebrow is sort of coming up like this. So this is a different eyeball. And I'm not gonna get the eyelashes right. I know this because I feel like I'm in a bit of a hurry. I don't know why. I draw quickly. I'm just quick at drawing. I don't know why. So I know I'm not getting the eyelashes right, but I like the way that eye looks. It's not bad at all. Let's see if I could get in here. I like the way that looks. And I don't necessarily draw eyes like that when I'm drawing faces, but I think it's nice to practice eyes, because when you do draw faces, even if you're drawing less, just a simple illustration of an eye, you at least know what the shape is like. The other thing I wanted to mention when it comes to eyes is I kind of like the old school eyes. I really like that old school look. I wonder if I should move this like that. where it sort of comes up and then like that. And now I'm just doing lines for the, and I like a thicker line at the end. And that might not be the best eye, but again, this is really hard to do when you're, there you go. That might not be the best, but it's a lot of fun to practice. You're just playing around, and I think that sometimes we forget that it's just about playing around. I do have this white marker, which I think is kind of cool, and I wonder if I could, I wonder if it, that's interesting. Oh, let's see. That's kind of neat. I like that. So this is, again, not about perfection. This is just about getting your sketchbook out and having fun. So now I'm going to see if I can draw a face. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's give it a try. I gotta fix my camera. Okay, and now I have a just a black pencil, colored pencil, and I'm going to see if I could draw a face. And I'm just drawing loosely. I hope you can see this. I'm just drawing loosely an egg shape. And again, I like to, like as I practice, if you draw the whole eyeball, you could see again, you're not going to see the whole eyeball when you draw an eye because a lot of it is hidden behind the eyelid. So that's what you could see what I've done here. That I drew the circle for the eye, but you could see that the eyeball, you can't see the whole thing. So even if I drew the pupil, this one is cut off by the eyelid. Okay, so you can kind of see that. And again, I don't normally draw the bottom part, so this is just what I like to do. So now I'm going to draw the eyelid, and maybe I'll color it in a bit to hide that eyeball that I just was kind of showing you what I do. And then just the eyebrows, and I'm going to just draw a line for her nose, and then I draw like a little bit of her upper lip. It's sort of like that shadow there. Now a nose, you can draw like a nice little oval there, and then a nice little oval again. And then you know the kind of nostrils go like that. A lot of times you'll see a shadow here. People will draw like a shadow like right there. They don't necessarily show the whole thing with the nose, but a lot of times too from the eyebrow, like that will, that's really, you can see the bridge of the nose. It's not usually so defined, but again, this is just practice. There we go. Just kind of sad looking. For the lips, you can just draw two circles, and then the bottom circle, right? I've got one circle, two circle, and then another one, and then you just draw like a little line. You can do it however you want, but I kind of like the way that looks. And then you could extend it however you want, but overall that looks like a pretty good face. Her hair will be up here, and then her ears usually start around there. I don't really give too much attention to the ears. So you could see, I'll just draw Something like that. And then the shadows too, like you can draw some shadows. I like to get the shadows in there. A lot of times there will be shadows like in that circle where the eye falls. So I'm just drawing shadows there. Sometimes it's nice to draw with the pencil. And now I'm just... Now her lips, there, I might like to adjust her lips a little bit, but for now her lips are fine. And you can draw the eyelashes however you want. Sometimes I'll just do a thicker line for the eyelashes. I don't think I have her pupil fully in like that. I'm just drawing for myself, really. So if this helps you, that's really exciting. If you don't, you know, if it's not your style, that's fine too. There. I like the way that face looks. Let's see what we got going on for the next drawing. Now I'll use the ink again and see what I can do. I think I'll draw a series of faces again, like I did last time, yesterday. We'll draw a series of faces and see if we could put it together. So I'm going to draw a series of circles. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just drawing a series of circles, and I'm going to draw the faces. Oops, I'm going to draw the faces. Eyes should be equal length apart. So whatever the length the eye is, it should be equal length in the center. Again, I just do a little dot for the nose and just a little line for the mouth. That's what I'm doing there. But once you practice drawing eyes a lot, like I don't usually draw eyeballs. I just usually draw the pupils or just a black circle to indicate that. And even if I don't get the face right, it really doesn't matter. Kind of like her. There you go. There, I'll get her. See if I could do the whole thing there. It's really interesting trying to record while you draw. There, I'll give her like Nancy. And if you notice, look, I've got everything wrong. Like her forehead's not high enough, her chin isn't low enough. But ultimately, if you're just playing around in your sketchbook, does it really matter? It doesn't. You're playing around. Normally, people aren't recording their sketchbook. You're usually just drawing in your sketchbook and having a good time and not really worrying too much about it. For whatever reason, I decided to get on YouTube and start recording my art journaling. Okay, let's see what I got going on here. I'm going to try to do like more of a... I want to get into more like... It's funny, if only there was more time in the day to draw. I would do it all day. Oh, I like her. Sometimes the characters just come out on their own. I'm giving her fancy earrings. I like her. Okay, what else can I do? Uh-oh. Oh no. I don't know what I've done there. That's okay. What kind of earrings should I give her? Let's give her circles for earrings. what is the next one that I want to do? Sometimes you shouldn't think too much, but now I've gotten into thinking. Oh, I know. I like doing the sunglasses. I really do. I like that whole sunglass look. And you could just draw some eyebrows on top, a little dot. And it doesn't matter, they look fancy. She looks fancy. Give her some fancy earrings. So kind of like that. If you draw with the marker, you really have to stick with your mistakes. That's one of the things I mention in my other videos. You really it's good to draw with a marker because you kind of have to make your mistakes work for you versus always trying to fix things. You cannot fix it when you're drawing with a marker. And if you're drawing fast too. I don't know what's going on with me today. I don't feel like this is my best work, but I'm happy I did it. I think I'm going to go back and try the eyes one more time, and then that will be the video for today. But let's see. Let's see if we can get those eyes one last time. Another practice with eyes. Okay, I've got my marker, and I'm going to try a few more eyes. It's funny, it looks good when you put it together versus you're just drawing an eye to draw an eye. Like if you're drawing a face and you add the eye to it, it just looks better. My drawing is so messy that sometimes it doesn't come out the way it should. So maybe I'll try to draw, let's tilt it, and I'll try to draw the other eye. And again, you want to get it like equal distance apart so I could see how long this eye is. So I'd probably want to start around here. Let's see if I could get it. I don't know. Yesterday I was doing my video late at night and I was saying how my dog likes to get settled in his little bed before he goes to sleep, and you could hear him scratching, and like he is doing it again. If you hear him scratching, there's no way you cannot hear that. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I'm just a really messy drawer at night. This is terrible, but I'm going to keep going. Because sometimes when you only have a certain amount of time to draw, you just keep going. I know I'm going to fix this up. That's not going to work, but that's okay. I'm going to get her nose in. So keep going. Don't stop. Let's get her nose in. Let's see if we can get her mapped in. And I'm just putting her hair in there I don't know why I'm putting her hair in there, but I am. I'll put her chin there. Is this perfect? No. Are her eyes probably too small for her face? Yes. But again, that's the joy of practicing your artwork. It doesn't matter. Although what I do like, there, the eyelashes will make it bigger maybe. But see, if you keep going, even if it looks bad, you can still kind of make it look better. Even though her eyes are totally not at all even, I think if I add a little pencil mark and some of this white marker, it might help it a little bit. Like, I wish this white marker was a little bit smaller. I'll try to get some of the whites of her eye in here. We'll see how this works. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do now is get my pencil and just try to shade it a little bit. And I don't know how this is going to work, but oops, I'm holding my pen very loosely because I want to get the shadow in, and a lot of times under the eye, and try to get where the shadows are. Interesting. I probably, let's see. This is a, well, I guess this is black colored pencil. So I'm going to try to give her eyes a bit more definition, like if she has like eyeliner on. So now I'm doing the under part of her, that eye. This is just fun to draw at night. And see what you could do. I think her nostril is too far over. It could probably be right about here. Okay, now I'm going to try again with her. I don't quite have her nose exactly how I want it. But you know what? Overall, it's turning out better than I had imagined. Now, the other thing I have is I do have some markers, and normally I don't want to get the markers out, especially since I don't know what it might look like. I really wanted something subtle. There we go. I'll probably ruin this marker, but that's fine. It's all about playing around. That's what it's all about, especially in your art journal. It's really not about creating perfection. Now, I know I've ruined this marker. I really like this color though. But see, even if you draw a bad eye and you just keep going, you might end up liking what you did, even if it's kind of a bit of a mess. I still kind of like it. I think I want to have that lip color there. And I wonder if I put like a little dab right in there, how that would look. Right there in the corner, you know, in the corner of the white of the eye there. I actually am enjoying this. I wasn't at first, but here we go. I really like how that turned out. I'm gonna see if I could dab that white marker. It's like a Faber-Castell Pitt pen or Pitt marker. I kind of like that this is a cream colored art journal, and then you could sort of add highlights wherever you want, like if I wanted to in the crease of her eye, or have her hair highlighted a bit. And then right there. Well, overall, I really like how that turned out. I'd love to hear from you guys if you followed along. Let's see what we did. I did a few things, but this one turned out really well for a face that I didn't really think was going to look decent at all. But that was my last try. So if you practice eyes over and over and then you try to draw a face using some of what you did, not all of it, it actually, and you keep going, you find something decent. I'll say decent. I'm pretty happy with that. These are my usual faces, so it's nice to try to do something a little more interesting. So that's what I like about this art journal. And then what else did I try? I think I tried a few things that I didn't like. Well, I really did like this one. This is more of a, this is almost a cross between these and this, but I really like that. Did this one. And then a couple of eye practices, and I'll show you the bad one that I stopped doing. This was the one where I was recording it and then I was like, I don't think so. That's not for me. And I could probably fix it up if I wanted to, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you followed along. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful evening.